Welcome, everybody. We're a little bit earlier today. Long time obligation to take care of this afternoon, so we apologize for changing it up a little bit, but here we are, 2 o'clock. And before we get started with all the fun sports stuff going on, I just got notice of something that I think is really important. We'll deviate a little bit from the schedule. Just found out there will be a new Spaceballs movie coming out, in 2027. A new Spaceballs movie. And it will be starring many of the people that came before. We won't have John Candy. That makes me sad. It was so good. Bill Pullman's going to be in it, though. Rick Moranis, Mel Brooks. They're adding Josh Gad and Keke Palmer. We don't know about Daphne Zuniga, why she may or may not be in it, but really good news. A new Mel Brooks movie, a sequel, and you should see the teaser right now because it's one of those long Star Wars paragraphs going up the screen talking about how there has been no other, even though all these other sci-fi movies have sequels. So anyway, really happy about that. Thought I would relay that so everyone could stay on top of it. Last night, Indiana won at home. It didn't look good early, but they actually took care of business in the entire fourth quarter last night, just not the end, to get the second win. They're up 2-1 now over Oklahoma. And you kind of keep sitting there going, I think Oklahoma's a better team. And yet, here we are, 2-1 Pacers up. And they will play again at Indianapolis on Friday, tomorrow. 8:30 start on ABC at Gamebridge Fieldhouse with the Pacers up 2-1. And if they win that one, makes it tough on Oklahoma City. There you go. NHL playoffs get back in action tonight after the ugliness that was that all the way back on Monday? It was terrible. Hopefully they'll get away from that and we'll be able to watch some real hockey and not a circus at the end of it. That was just bad. 5 different fights going on at once. You kind of go, oh, this is great. Oh, wait a minute. This was a movie. I think Paul Newman was in it. Just don't want to see it. Don't want to see that anymore. Want to see good skating. Want to see Edmonton not try to imitate the bully, outskate them. And I like both teams, but I want to see what each team does best. And for Edmonton on Monday, that was not it. Again, I just keep going back to this. 35 penalties for 140 penalty minutes. Now, again, a lot of game misconducts in there. I get it. Just way too many. But that'll be tomorrow night. No, I'm sorry. That will be tonight in Florida. It is Thursday. I wrote it down wrong. It is tonight in Florida. I think I said that at the beginning. 8 o'clock TNT. And we'll see who Chris Knobloch, the coach for Edmonton, goes with in the goal. I think it'll be Stuart Skinner still. I don't think that was all his fault. But, man, there were so many kind of chips on shoulders. I don't know if we're going to be looking for early fights to do that again. That was just not very fun. So let's hope they go back to skating and scoring and Marchand getting under people's skin and then they ignore him and go score on him. That's what you do. And again, that is tonight, despite what I jotted down here. Also going on the national front, but some local news going along with it. The U.S. Open is being played as we speak, first round today. And that's going on at Oakmont Country Club just outside of Pittsburgh. And if you drive that way on one of the major highways, you will go right through the middle of the golf course. They have a bridge that goes over top of it. Beautiful place. Has always been great. One of the hardest venues, especially when they grow the rough up to where I watched a little bit this morning. They've grown the rough up. It is just impossible, especially if the grass is pointed toward the ball. Good luck, because you are going to have to just hack it out of there. I think that's maybe where some of us could give them lessons on how to do that, how to just take the club and use it like an axe. And there were some guys doing that. So we'll see. We'll see. But we do have local stories that go along with that, because Jason Day. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can see where he is now. He just teed off about a half hour ago. Let's see how his start is. By the way, JJ Spawn is leading 4 under. He actually went the whole round without a bogey. I don't know how. That's crazy. So let's see if we can. Sometimes screens like to be full to make things work. So let's see where Jason, just so we can get you caught up. He is even through 1. Well, that was really good reporting, wasn't it? He's even through 1. And speaking of number 1, the other, because of course Jason Day, a resident now of Westerville, native of Australia, but lives here now. So we like to talk about him. He's been injured, so he took some time off, and this is his first tournament back in a while. But the other local story is and I want to say kid, but a young man, Maxwell, is it Moldovan or Moldovan? And I'm sorry, I don't know the exact pronunciation. No, it's pronunciation, I know. But Maxwell Moldovan, it's Moldovan. He holed out on number 1. And I think that's the first time it's ever been done at Oakmont, that somebody holed out there during the U.S. Open. Beautiful fairway shot, hit at the crest of a hill and just slowly trickled down and went in the hole. So he was 2 under after 1 hole. Unfortunately, I mean, he's a young guy. He ended up shooting +6, which was his 76. There's no shame in that. If you watch the way everybody is playing this, the fact that you are in the 70s is a great thing. Maxwell, I think he goes by the whole first name Maxwell. Grew up in Uniontown, Ohio, just outside of Akron. Went to Green High School, then went to Ohio State University. He graduated there last year in 2024 in June. Immediately became a pro, and then for the most part, he went off to play the kind of the 3rd tier tour, which is called PGA Tour Americas. They play in South America and Mexico in the early part of the year, and then they switch over to Canada. In the second part, he played that a lot last year. Just won his first tournament on it this year when they were down in Brazil. So he does have a tour victory, qualified to play in the U.S. Open out of Springfield this year. He has played in the U.S. Open twice before. Did not make the cut in 22, and in 2023 did make the cut. Last year he was an alternate. So he's got a good history of, at a very young age, of getting into the Open, and again, holed out on his very first hole and then kind of held on for a 76. It was crazy. So Jason Day out there now. The reports, at least the way we're getting them, he's even par after 1 hole. So we'll see. We'll see how he does. We got a couple people we're gonna pay attention to. The Clippers back in action last night. Game 2 of their 6-gamer in Buffalo. Won the first one last night. Not so good. Lost 5-2. One of those days. We have a picture up on our story of John Kenzie Noel, who is back with the Clippers after being with Cleveland in the first part of the season. Did not hit up to his expectations. He's a good one. and a big guy. I mean, when he gets hold of it, he goes. But he is now with the Clippers, just played in his second game last night, just getting his feet underneath him, along with Will Wilson, who was back. That might help the offense for Columbus for sure. But last night they fell 5-2. But I just wanted to get a picture up of John Kenzie Noel, and there he is. In fact, he's on our title slide of this very podcast today. That's him. Last night, they scored 2 runs. One of them was unearned. Brian Rocchio tripled, and then there was a throwing error coming back in from the outfield, so he scored from third, and then later in the game, a couple innings later, C.J. Kafis knocked in Chase DeLauder, and that was the other run, but that was just about it in a 5-2 loss. They will go back at it tonight, and one of our favorite guys to watch on the mound, Parker Messick, will be throwing for the Clippers. It's a 6:35 start in Buffalo. We've been listening to Ryan Mitchell on Fox Sports 920 AM. Always a great call. So Parker Messick will go tonight. Again, good young pitcher. It looks as though, although it wasn't in the transactions this way, but it looks as though they're going to call up Austin Peterson, who is with AA Akron, the Rubber Ducks. He is 6'6" right-hander. He's 4-2 with an ERA of a very impressive 1.47 in 11 starts. So it looks as though he's going to be called up, and he will go tomorrow, Friday, for the Clippers. So we got some young guys we're keeping an eye on. And if you're a Guardians fan, I think you want to look at Messick for sure. Coming down the road, Austin Peterson's a good one. So we'll see them in successive nights here tonight and tomorrow. So again, and you can, if you want to watch them pitch, you can go to the Bally free app and watch it. You won't get Ryan Mitchell's call. It's always the home team that gets on there. And then they're also on MILB.TV for minor league.tv, which is part of MLB.TV, but that costs. The Bally app does not. So go on that and you can watch it, or you can listen like I do to Ryan Mitchell. Baseball, we do have a report. Let's see if we can update that for you. We got one of our area teams going right now. Let's see if there's any change in that. Nope, doesn't look like it. So what we've got is Newark Catholic is playing right now up at Canal Park, and that's in Akron, and they are trailing 3-0 in the third. So again, they play 7 innings, but they are trailing 3-0 in the third to Tiffin Calvert. So that's the one game that is going on tonight. There's 2 more that will be played this weekend. Again, the state semifinal. So you're earning the right in these first games to go to the state final, which will be on Sunday, I believe, for everybody. Let's take a look at the other 2 teams that will be playing. First in Division I, the Olentangy Braves will be playing the Lakota West Firebirds, and that's on Saturday, the 14th. That'll be at Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium in Canton. Game time is 4 o'clock. That's easy to get to. So 4 o'clock on Saturday, Olentangy and Lakota West. In Division II, we've got New Albany playing Amherst Steel, Steele. They've only lost a couple of games, known as the Comets. They will be playing tomorrow at 10 o'clock, the early game tomorrow at Thurman Munson in Canton. So you've got Newark Catholic going right now, trailing, need to come back. And then tomorrow you've got New Albany at 10 o'clock in Canton. And Saturday, you've got Olentangy taking on Lakota West at 4 o'clock at Thurman Munson Stadium. And again, I've spent a lot of time at Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium back in the Frontier League days. They had a couple different iterations. The Canton Crocodiles was first, and then I think the Coyotes was second. It might have been something after that even, but Those are the two I know. And I've got hats. I collected hats when I made those travels, and they're here somewhere, I swear. But yeah, had a good time up there. So if you can make it, great baseball. And you can always, I think NFHS is broadcasting those as well. You got to pay for it, but you can check those out online as well. Ohio State is at the NCAA track and field finals. They started yesterday. You can watch all of that going on ESPN or ESPN Plus. Unfortunately, not great news coming out of Wednesday. DJ Fillmore finished 19th in the long jump. He is from Licking Heights High School, but finished 19th in the final. And you know what? 19th in the country. That's really good. But it will not make the podium. And then in the preliminaries, Ohio State eliminated in the 4x400 men's relay, where they finished 15th, got to finish higher to make the final. And in the 4x100 men's relay, they finished 19th. So those events, the men's long jump, and then the 4x4 and the 4x1 men's are both, they're all done. Now we're going to look ahead. Leah Bertrand is running in the second heat tonight of the 100 meters. That's going to take place at, I think it's 5:25 their time, but you might check at 5:25 because sometimes the NCAA will do it on East Coast time, but I didn't see that on the grid that I was looking at. That may be at 5:25 Oregon time, Western time, Pacific time. But anyway, she's running in the second heat of the semis tonight in the 100 meters, and she's got a real good chance to finish high up. So try to take a look at what she does tonight. Today is kind of a quick one, to be honest, but we want to make sure you got all the information. But we won't leave. We won't leave you until we do the trivia question. And yesterday was just a tough one. I don't know. I'm not sure why we went that tough. I've talked to the staff about it. We're going to try to loosen that up. We'll see if we do that with the next question. But today, we'll answer this one. Who holds the collegiate pole vault record? We asked it because of the NCAA's going on. Who holds the collegiate pole vault record all time? And it's actually three people tied. And they're tied because they went to 6 meters, which is 19 feet, 8 1/4 inches. But it's easy to mark on the stanchion or whatever they call the supports that go up because it's 6 meters. That's why you can remember it. You can be European about it. But the three people that are tied at that mark will go from the longest to go to the most recent. The first one was in 2019, Mondo Duplantis. There's going to be 3 great names here, by the way. Mondo Duplantis was at LSU, did it in 2019. In 2021, Casey Lightfoot, which is really appropriate for a pole vaulter. He did it in 2021, again, 6 meters. He went to Baylor. And then the most recent is Sondre Guttormsen out of Princeton. He did that in 2023, a couple of years ago. So the record, maybe that's the takeaway, is 6 meters. Our question for tomorrow, for our big Friday show, is who hit the most home runs in a baseball high school career? Probably should have said that reverse order. Who hit the most home runs in a high school baseball career or baseball high school career, whichever one you want. In high school, who hit the most home runs in their career? And we'll have that answer for you tomorrow. Can you think of anything else that is on your mind? Well, you can always let us know. Send us an email at info@cbussports.com. info@cbussports.com. There's 2 S's in the middle there and 1 at the end. And we will continue to let you know what's going on. Tomorrow, we'll know more about the U.S. Open. We'll know more about the Buckeyes at the Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon. We'll know more. Clippers will have had another game under. There's so much to talk about. We got an early game going tomorrow in baseball. We'll have a finish for that by the time we get on. We'll be back at 3 o'clock tomorrow, usual time. Appreciate you jumping on early today. And appreciate as we keep moving this program. Oh, so many big things next week. I can't even, if I started, it'd be a whole nother show. So you'll have to tune in next week. All those shows will be at 3 o'clock, I swear. Do it for us today here at Studio B. For the Daily Scrum, I'm Kevin Rouch. Good afternoon, everyone.